Welcome to the Week 12 AFA wrap up. We start with the big game of the week. Chicago went into Hawaii. Both of these teams had just beaten Salt Lake City in the last 2-3 weeks. And so this left the two kingpins at the top of the hill to fight it out on the island. And Hawaii had everything their own way. They're up 31-20 going into the fourth quarter, and they just couldn't pull it off. Flacco got hurt in here, so Alex Torgerson came in. He had a touchdown pass with 8:44 left to go in the fourth quarter to Adam Sheehan. But then on the last drive, or what turned out to be the last drive of the game, 25 seconds left, he hits Tyrus Thompson on a tight end eligible or tackle eligible crazy play in the back of the end zone. Alec Turgeson came off the bench, 22 of 28, 217 yards, 2 touchdowns. He is the most accomplished AFA backup, I think, in the history. This is, last year, he had to win the last 4 games of the season with Flacco hurt to get into the playoffs, and they did. They won all 4 games. So, the kid plays some serious ball. They call him Torg, 32-31. Chicago and Hawaii both now 8-3. Nick Foles did not have his best game. He threw an interception in here. He was 17-31. Just wasn't on track at all. So it'd be interesting to see if these two hook up again. James Robinson, 21 carries, 110 yards. Torgerson had a quarterback run for a touchdown on a keeper. Josh Kelly, 14-71. Tyler Goodson with a touchdown. Very good game in here. Hakeem Butler, 12 catches, 133 yards. Jake Weineke went over 100. He had a touchdown. On the other side, Courtney Davis, Robert Tonyan, and Leadertrick Griffin all with touchdown catches in here. But Hawaii can't get it done, and they give in late. Turning over to Louisville, went into New York, and New York opens up a 59er on them, 59-31. This game was scoreless after the first quarter. So you're looking at 90 points, 30 points per quarter after that. John Ross was amazing in here. I think he had 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns. He had a 4th one called back. They said he was down at the, 3-inch line, but 216 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's going to be a problem the rest of the way for Stars Conference foes. Chad Kelly, 17-28, 466 yards, 7 touchdowns. Didn't he have 7 interceptions earlier this year, or 6 or something? So complete turnaround now with John Ross in the game on the roster. AJ McCarron, 3 interceptions. Could they be in the market for Cam Newton? Louisville definitely could. We'll get to the Cam Newton saga here in a minute. Trey Regis, 23 carries, 202 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. He was unstoppable. Sean Tucker, first game back since, I guess he missed about 8 weeks. 18 carries, 84 yards. He had a big game. New York now 8-3. Louisville 4-7. But still in first place. Orlando goes to Columbus, and they get the upset 40-30. The big news in here is this win puts them at 4-7. They're now tied with Memphis and Louisville for first place. Columbus drops to 6-5. Not only that, but they're going to be without wide receiver. Will Fuller. Will Fuller got hurt in here. 2 catches, 46 yards, and he's out for the season. So everything turns to Terry Godwin, who did have 2 catches for touchdowns, 3 total catches, 168 yards. So you got Johnny Manziel coming back. Kevin White, hotter than hell, the leading receiver in the league. 9 catches, 183 yards, 2 touchdowns. Manziel comes back. Could Orlando be the favorite the rest of the way with Louisville and Memphis not really trying? It'd be interesting to see what happens here. Jordan Howard, 28 carries, 173 yards, 1 touchdown. Very good game for him. E.J. Manuel keeps getting it done. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. I would say Maybe EJ Manuel stays on as the starter, but let's be honest, this was probably his best game. So he's kept them alive, but so is Memphis and Louisville. Barcelona hosted Memphis, and they get the win 42-35. This game was up to the last second. Barcelona scored Justin Ross from Blake Bortles with 37 or with no time left in the game. They went for two. They get it, and that's the difference right there. They had been trailing 35-34 as Dalton Hawker had scored with 37 seconds left on pass from Sam Hartman. Wasn't Sam Hartman's fault, but they lose. They're now 4-7. He was 25 of 47, 5 touchdowns. He was picked off 3 times. The kid, he's been wild but effective. So Blake Bortles 20 of 32, 263, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Kyle Lauletta 12 of 18. He got hurt in here. He's done for the season. He had taken over for Bortles as their starter. But it's going to have to be Bortles the rest of the way. Philip Lindsay with a fumble in here. He did score a touchdown. Dylan Johnson and Keith Smith for the Wolves, each with fumbles as well. Bryce Ford Wheaton and Matt Landers, each with 2 touchdowns in here. Sammy Watkins, 5 catches, 78 yards. Jake Kumaro was unstoppable as well. 11 catches, 104 yards with a touchdown. But Justin Ross keeps on trucking. I think he's second in catches this year, total catches. He had 8 in here for 159 and 3 touchdowns. Barcelona improves to 7-4. Shoot, where'd I go? Birmingham at London. London beat them 31-7. This game was never in doubt. London was up 14-0 in the first quarter, 21-0 at half. 28-0 into the third. I mean, Tankersley had a 52-yard pick six, I think, on what was the first drive of the game. Birmingham and then Eli Apple had a pick six, 83 yards. So the London offense wasn't really that good, but with Devlin Hodges throwing 3 touchdowns, 2 pick sixes, Trevor Simeon didn't have to do anything. London, the only team with 9 victories, they're 9-2. Birmingham drops to 2-9. They're on watch for the first pick, I'd say, along with the Corsairs, depending on what happens with Cam Newton. St. Louis went into Albuquerque. Albuquerque was up 17-7 at halftime, and they really never looked back. I know they continue to play with Aaron Murray, 11 of 21. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. When will it be Max Duggan time? Albuquerque at this point is in at 6-5 and some key tiebreakers. But Murray's not the answer. It's got to be Duggan or even Matthews. But Albuquerque's got all kinds of injuries. They lost Jared Davis in here. William Rattel, I think, is still injured. J.C. Jackson missed some time. Of course, Mike White, their starter, they lost him about 6 weeks ago. Donta Foreman has been hurt, so they have been beat up pretty good. Foreman in here, 22 of 169. Brian Harrion, former Georgia Bulldog, with a touchdown run. Kenyon Drake, 20 carries for 54 yards. St. Louis just looks like they are done at this point. Osweiler is not the answer. So I think you're going to see. I think you're going to see St. Louis folded up from here. We already talked about Chicago with the big victory over Hawaii. Detroit went to Salt Lake City in a shocker. Salt Lake City jumped out to a 10-0 lead. Was up 17-10 at halftime. Third quarter, Detroit ties it up with a 18-yard fumble return for a touchdown. Cornerback Christian Roland Wallace. They went into the fourth quarter all tied up at 17, and Salt Lake City just couldn't do anything. They couldn't move the ball. Noah Ruggles kicked a field goal, but then the onside kick was recovered by Detroit, so that didn't lead anywhere. Kellen Moore continues to look good, 1 touchdown, 21 of 33. Colt McCoy is still hurt. Should be back for the playoffs, though. Tyson Bagent, 22 of 42, two touchdowns. Could have been a little more effective in here. Leonard Fournette, 104 yards on the ground, 19 carries. You just don't know what to do for Salt Lake City next. I think they need to change their offense up a little bit. It's gotten stale. They're 8-3, so they lost to Detroit. They lost to Hawaii and Chicago. And who are the top three seeds other than the Comets? Those three. So something needs to give there if Salt Lake City is going to rally into the playoffs. Tulsa with a big game in here, up 21-10 at halftime. They could go on to win 42-28 over Portland in Portland. Wendell Smallwood, nice 50-yard touchdown run early in the fourth quarter. That was nice. Brandon Whedon came back and hit Dax Raymond 45 yards. Kenny Galladay, first game back, good seeing him with some catches. Kaiser, 20 of 32, 5 touchdowns. He looked really good. Brandon Whedon, 20 of 30, 294, 2 touchdowns. Tevin Coleman, 109 yards. Imani Bailey called up to fill in for Corey Clement, who's injured. He had 2 carries. One of them was a touchdown run, so good for him. C.J. Marable, 14 carries, 43 yards. Wendell Smallwood went over 100. If you take off that 50-yard touchdown run, he was 20 carries for 57 yards and a fumble. So other than that, he really didn't look that good. Kenny Galladay, like I said, coming off of the PUP, 3 touchdowns on 7 catches for 100. Rashard Higgins, 3 catches, 114 yards and a touchdown. And it was really all about getting that second receiver. Higgins has been double teamed to the max. So big to have Galladay back. They still have a shot to make the playoffs. I know they're 3-8. I know they would have to leapfrog a bunch of teams. They were one of my picks. That's why I thought they might still have a shot the way Kaiser's playing, but they're going to have to win their last 5, and they're going to need some things to happen to some other teams. So we'll take a look at the playoff picture here in a minute. San Jose went into San Diego, and San Diego gets their 3rd win of the game or season. They were up 17-6 at halftime. San Jose came back with 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, one from Jawan Jennings. Josh Rosen hit him on a 55-yard catch and run. Dante Pettis with a 75-yard punt return. This is the first punt return I think we've had in since we left All Pro 98, whatever. Pro Football 98. I don't remember a punt return for a touchdown. And Dante Pettis goes 75 yards. If you go back and watch that, he got bounced around. It was almost like a broken play for a punt return. But anyways, San Diego, Cam Newton hits Jazz Ferguson with a minute 18 to go in the game. 26-20 or 27-26. San Jose cannot muster up any offense, and they lose, dropping to 4-7. 22 of 36 for Josh Rosen. He had a touchdown and an interception. Cam Newton, 2 touchdowns in here. General Manager Aaron Larte has a big decision to make. They're 3-8. Do they go for it and try to make the playoffs at 8-8 and try to win the last 5? Maybe. Or do they trade, and they've already paid him his money, trade for some really nice draft picks and move on to next year? Right now, they're sitting second or tied for second with one other team. So right now, they're in the top 3 in picks. So you get your own pick, and then you pick up something else. I think San Diego, depending on what happens in Week 13, and we'll take a look at who they're playing, I think they have to really consider trading Cam Newton. And then we can talk about some landing spots. TJ Yeldon's out for the season. Keaton Mitchell, 16 of 66, no touchdowns. Benny Snell with a touchdown run. I don't see them being dominant without, I didn't think TJ Yeldon was going to be able to carry the load in his 11th year. And Keaton Mitchell has proven to be a number 2 in this league. So I would say, trading Cam is probably their smartest decision. Sacramento 24-23. They go into San Antonio and they get the victory. They were trailing 23-21 at halftime, but they get the victory with a field goal there from Jack Podlesny, 46 yards, 7 minutes to go in the game, and San Antonio couldn't do anything after that. Matt Barkley for the Scorps, 16 of 30, 203 yards, 1 touchdown. Landry Jones, 3 touchdowns, 297 yards. And he had a great game, but I still think Cam Newton has a landing spot here in Sacramento. Dalvin Cook, 23 carries, 120 yards. He did fumble twice, but San Antonio couldn't take advantage of it. Meion Williams, the only running back with a carry in here, 23 carries, 85 yards and a touchdown. Chase Claypool, 123 yards. He had a touchdown on 7 catches. Touchdowns for tight end Eric Tomlinson and wide receiver Chad Williams. Sacramento has been on a roll lately, so they've improved to 6-5. San Antonio drops to 4-7. Let's take a look at Week 13 and our big games for the week. Columbus goes into Hartford. That's going to be a big game. Both teams 6-5. Your winner here is going to control a lot because they'll have a tiebreaker and they'll be in that 7-win category. You're looking at top wildcard seed, top second wildcard seed to the winner in here. The loser at 6-6 will not be out of it, but definitely will be looking at things a whole lot differently than the winner. New York goes to Washington. Washington has played well lately. Kareem Hunt still your rushing leader, so we'll see what transpires in here. Washington could be a landing spot for Cam Newton. Why not? Why not with C.J. Beathard has done well, but why not with Kareem Hunt there? Go for it. Washington could be in the landing spot there for Cam Newton. London could be in the landing spot. They head to Dublin. London can't afford to let anything happen to Simeon for sure. So London definitely needs a backup. You came this far, you can't just quit. Barcelona goes to Frankfurt. Barcelona gets the victory, Barcelona gets the victory, or Barcelona won earlier in the season, which usually means the opposite team's going to win in here, so expect Frankfurt to win. Birmingham goes to Orlando. Orlando is tied right now, so we're back to divisional games in case you didn't pick up on that, but the next 3 weeks will be all divisional games. Memphis goes to Louisville, so we got Orlando, Memphis, and Louisville all tied at 4-7. Your winners in here are going to be your winner in here. We could have a division winner under 500 out of this South Division. Birmingham's probably not in it, but the other 3 firmly are. Who wants it? San Diego goes to Hawaii. If San Diego loses, it's Cam Newton trading time. And even if they would win, you'd have to figure out, really think about what you're doing. San Antonio goes to Albuquerque, turning over the Midwest. Tulsa goes to St. Louis. This loser's out at this point. Whoever loses this game mentally is out. Detroit goes to Chicago. Detroit feels like they're picking up steam and can make a run at Chicago. Joe Flacco got hurt. He's going to miss 3 weeks. Can Detroit make up ground on Chicago, or is Torgerson really that good of a backup? Sacramento goes to Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City, they need to do something with this offense. Sacramento is on a bit of a roll. I think they've won 5 of the last 6. So they're gonna, if Sacramento wins this, they could be in the hunt for winning that division. San Jose goes to Portland. I think this game here, mentally, whoever loses, I think is out as well. Not mathematically, but the loser mentally would be out just based on being behind too many other teams and not having tiebreakers. So that's look at week 13. Your league leaders, we'll run through them real quick. RG3 and QBR 126. Your yards leader is going to be RG3 as well with 3,448. Touchdowns goes to Nick Foles with 33. Rushing leader right now is going to be Kareem Hunt. He's 27 in front of J-Rob. Trey Regis is up into the 1200s, as is Fournette. Your touchdown, of course, is going to go to Kareem Hunt, and Trey Regis has now tied him. Hunt and Regis each with 9. JaMychal Hasty at 8. Melvin Gordon at 8. Dante Foreman at 8. Foreman's averaging 5.9 yards a carry. Yards after contact, I think it's Hunt. Yep, 893. Break tackle, who's that? It's going to go Trey Regis with 79. Dante Foreman with 77 right behind him. Long runs, Fournette's got 10 runs of 20 yards or more. The longest run on the season goes to Meion Williams, 95 yards. Receiving, Kevin White holds a five reception lead on Justin Ross out Barcelona. Anthony Johnson sitting there at third with 69. Cameron Terry continues to have a big season. He's got 68 catches, has already been over 1,000, 9 touchdowns. Brashard Perryman is in front right now with 12. And Jazz Ferguson having a huge year with 9. Certainly Cam Newton helping with that. Cameron Terry with 9 and Anthony Johnson with 9. I look at this a little different. Here's a 1. He's going up against 1 corners. Here is a 2. Here is a 2. Here is, I think he's a 1. I think Anthony Johnson is a 1. I think Benjamin's the 2 in Frankfurt. I have to look. Gibson is a 2 or a 3. Whiteside is a 2. So Jonathan Adams Jr. taking all the looks. So keep an eye on that. Alaric Jackson, we have a new leader in the clubhouse for pancakes over Lael Collins. Donovan Smith right there was on that list. Jack Sanborn has been on fire lately. He's now your tackle leader, and he's tied for TFLs. But Sanborn has been on fire. Eric Watts picked up a sack. He's now got 9. Taco Charlton has got 8. He's catching him. Raekwon Williams has 7. And Jordan Jenkins has 6. Your interception leader right now, Mo Claiborne's got 6. And so does J.C. Jackson. So that's a look at your league leaders. Let's look at the standings. And we'll go to the Stars Conference. London on top at 9-2. They're at the moment in. New York division lead. They're in. Barcelona 7-4 would be your first wild card. Then you drop down. You're looking for. You have 3 currently in with London, New York, and Barcelona, and then one of the division winners out of South. So at 6-5, looking at the top last 2 playoff games, you got Washington, Dublin, Columbus, Hartford. So you got 4 teams right here looking at the last 2 wild card spots, and Columbus and Hartford play this week. So that's why I was saying the loser of that game is in trouble, because not only are you behind the winner, but you also could be behind Washington or Dublin or be tied with them. So that's taking a look at that Stars Conference. Playoff division on the other side, Chicago just beat Hawaii, so they got the 1 seed. Hawaii's your 2. Salt Lake City would be your 3 seed. And Detroit would at 6-5. You have your 3 division. You need 3 more. You'd have Detroit, you'd have Sacramento, and Albuquerque. So those 3 right now are in. The 6 are pretty clear cut at the moment. You got Portland 1 game back of a wild card spot, and then it's 2 games back to St. Louis, San Jose, San Antonio at 4-7. So really, the only team in here that has a shot to change any of this would be Portland. Otherwise, Sacramento, Albuquerque, and Portland or Detroit could all be on cruise control. So interesting stuff. Good luck in week 13, and I hope everybody gets into the. I hope everybody is having fun. So. We got big things coming. Make sure you check your emails. We got big things coming for next season, and really getting excited.